Hey everyone, I'm here today with the Senior Pro-Vice Chancellor of Christchurch, Professor Helen James, and we're going to update you and really to follow up on the Q&A session that we had with the Vice Chancellor a few months ago. Together with the university, we work really closely together, and we follow up on some of the issues that you raised on the event.
Hi Krum, it's great to be working with you and also the SABs to make real change for all our students.
Mental health can become a major priority among students, and some of the initiatives that we have worked together on include Nightline, which is a student-led listening service, Stress Less campaign, including well-being fair in the library, and things like puppy days, and as well we have a strong commitment in Students' Union, so we created a mental health campaigns committee which actually empowers students to run campaigns around mental health.
The university, together with the Students' Union, are working jointly, and we've signed the Time to Change pledge that is really going to improve the mental health for students and also for staff. I'm also thrilled that we've doubled the number of student-facing staff members in the Student Support Health and Wellbeing team. In addition, we've also introduced a 24/7 online news service through the Big White Wall for students. And we've also really extended our networks externally, working with organisations perhaps such as the Samaritans and also the University Health Centre, particularly providing psychological services for students. But I'm sure that you'll agree that there's a lot more that we can be doing, both individually and also together, and really want to stress the importance of students engaging with the new development of the mental health strategy that jointly we're going to be developing, and particularly on the March the 22nd, we're going to have a kind of a strategy development day and encourage students to participate in that day.
Lots of the topics that you raised at the Q&A were around inclusion and accessibility. In the beginning of the year, we created the Diversity, Equality and Liberation Committee, which champions events such as One World Week, Black History Month, LGBT events, etc. But it's really important to say that we worked really closely with the university on some events about inclusion, some things about inclusion and accessibility as well, such as introducing halal options on campus, introducing gender-neutral toilets in Canterbury campus, and something that I'm personally really excited about is a multi-phase space in Augustine House.
And Krum, you know that inclusion and accessibility is absolutely core to the learning and teaching strategy, and the Multi-Faith Centre is a really good example of where collaboration really quite quickly delivered results. So you brought it to the table, Students' Union brought it to the table, and then working together with the states and also the chaplaincy, we created the space in a fairly short space of time, really quite responsive, and it's great being able to work with you to deliver that for the students.
We have been working together this year about creating more informal learning spaces on campus, and it's been really high on both of our agendas this year. And it's really important. I'm really happy to see some changes that are already happening, such as the ones in Augustine House, in the library on the first floor, with more PCs for students, the new learning pods that are going to be established, and literally the rearrangement of the floor, making it more of a welcoming environment. And hopefully soon we'll have an informal learning space on somewhere on North Holmes campus. So watch this space. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's really important that the learning spaces that we have are both inspirational and also really practical, that really enable individual learning but also collaborative learning. And the work that's going on in Augustine House at the moment, Krum, as you know, is a trial for us, and really welcome students' feedback. Please give us your feedback, and clearly the SABs such as yourself, Krum, and the other sabbatical officers are the crucial mechanism through which students can give us that feedback, so that we can make sure we introduce those enhancements that are needed.
Accommodation and the finances around it was one of the big issues that you actually brought to us on the Vice Chancellor's Q&A. So what the union have actually done in recent past with home stamped accreditation system is organizing housing fairs, organizing sessions to find a housemate, and running campaigns which are supported by the university, such as Wait to Rent, and also working with the university on accommodation champions and introducing this from this academic
really
year.
good,
And the two major campaigns that we're actually working together, and I'm a little bit like writing papers and following up in what you said. The first one is we passed a paper on creating accommodations committee, which I think is really a positive step forward, and also something in the future might come about housing guarantor schemes and how we can actually be more supportive to students on these issues.
Yeah, Krum, I think that your suggestion about the accommodation committee, I was really thrilled about that, because it really does give us an opportunity to get student feedback directly into the accommodation to enable the university to provide key responses to whatever concerns that the students have. So I was really thrilled, and really great to be working with you on putting that into place.
Yeah.
So that's really great. I'm also acutely aware that cost is a real issue for students, the cost of student accommodation. Perhaps students don't necessarily know that we don't make a profit from any of our student accommodation, and it is something that we pay particular attention to keep costs down. And also just to perhaps inform students, to remind students, if students do have any concerns about finance or housing, to go to Student Support Health and Wellbeing.
Whilst it's great to work with the university on so many projects together, obviously some points of view that we have a little disagreement sometimes, and this is in the nature of being partners. The union will always support local activists about it's a campaign about student representation on in the University Remuneration Board, which is the board which has the say on the senior management pay in the institution as well. And the union will keep working with the university to provide more detailed information on how your tuition fees have been spent.
I think it's absolutely crucial. The student union provides the university with absolutely vital student feedback to inform us as part of our journey, to help us know what we're doing well, help us to understand how we can be doing things better, just as part of our general continuous improvement journey.
Thank you, Helen, for joining me today. It's always nice talking to you, and for updating the students of actually what the outcomes are from the VSC to the VC's Q&A. We are aware that we haven't covered all of the topics, so there's some more blogs to follow from the sabbatical officers and Unified, especially on the topics around sports and funding and finance support and advice. So please watch this space and the Unified's website and the Students' Union website. And thank you again for everyone who was involved in Christchurch Asks and everybody
thank
who
you
came along.
indeed.